I recall about a decade ago meeting the woman that would one day become my wife. I recall a crush turning into deeply rooted care and affection. I also recall her boyfriend at the time, and my dismay at not even having a chance at what would have certainly been a long shot, even amidst perfect circumstances. I recall the jealousy that permeated my heart as I thought of the fact that another had the privilege of knowing her on levels I figured I never could. He got to be with her in joy and anguish. He got to know her favorite memories and no doubt got to see her silliness in a way she'd never show another. We remained friends for some time, but the circumstances of life eventually took their tolls as different courses, pursuits, and relationships put a growing distance between us. My journey in that season was not one to be savored. It was wrought with difficulty and heartbreak. Her season likewise was one of refinement and some trial. Needless to say, the Lord brought us together in our states of refinement and ultimately into the covenant of matrimony. But there are two very notable facets that ought not be ignored in this account. First, I go back to the jealousy that was among my defining characteristics as I longed to know her on the deepest levels. I so desired it that not having it made me physically ache and daily dominated my focus. The word says that God is a jealous God and that he yearns jealousy. Some have viewed this as a condemnation of God's character because some view jealousy as a petty attribute reserved for high school drama queens. But not so. God is pure and holy, and therefore so are all of his attributes. His jealousy stems from his pure and deep love for us. His jealousy stems from the love that incurred such a cost as the sacrificial, atoning death of a spotless Savior and gave us hope which has no other avenue. He desires the intimacy of personal fellowship with us and yearns for us while seeing us give our lives to idols and trivial pursuits and detriments that he yearns to keep us from. He loves us with a love that humanity is incapable of comprehending. It's pure, authentic, and holy. The second thing to note is that even though the Lord brought us together, it was not until we had both endured the refining fires of a season that would prepare us for a relationship to endure and bring him glory. He did not grant me such a relationship that decade ago when I was yet to belong to him. He did not grant me the desire of my heart while I was still permeated with childish ways and self-destructive patterns. And he did not grant my wife and I such a relationship until her refining season yielded her the patience necessary to tolerate me as a husband. We still have the all-standard adversities that marriage presents, and then some. However, the Lord continues to teach us and protect us and use us in a calling that glorifies him. In this one account, we see jealousy, adversity, transformation, grace, mercy, consecration, sanctification, and redemption. These are all notable attributes of the living God that are worthy of unending study and praise. But each one has the commonality of stemming from the perfect love of a perfect God